Sentences are of four kinds: assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Assertive sentence. Assertive sentence starts with a subject and ends with a full stop. For example, I saw a peacock. Next one is imperative sentence. Imperative sentence starts with a verb and ends with a full stop. All commands, requests, orders, suggestions are under this construction. For example, sit down, stand up, open the window, etc. Interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence appears in two ways. First one starts with question words like what, where, when, why, etc. For example, what is your father? And the next type of interrogative sentence starts with helping verbs like is, was, does, has, will, etc. For example, is he your father? Next sentence is exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence starts with a question word or an exclamation word and ends with an exclamation mark or a full stop. For example, what a beautiful flower it is. Oh, this flower is very beautiful. Let us discuss sentences in detail. Sentences are four kinds: assertive sentence, imperative sentence, interrogative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Let us discuss one by one. First one is assertive sentence. Assertive sentence starts with a subject and ends with a full stop. Here, the example is I saw a peacock. The subject I is there, and at the end of the sentence there is a full stop. So the next example, he went to the market. Here, subject he is there, and at the end of the sentence there is a full stop. And next one is they are watching television. They are watching television. They is the subject, and at the end of the sentence there is a full stop. Here, if we ask a question, suppose he went to the market. Who went to the market? He is the subject. And they are watching television. Who are watching television? They are watching television. And then whenever we ask a question who or what, the answer is the subject. Such subject must be there at the beginning of the sentence. So the sentence starts with a subject, and by the end of the sentence there is a full stop. Such type of sentences are called assertive sentences. And the next one is imperative sentence. Imperative sentence starts with a verb and ends with a full stop. All commands, requests, orders, suggestions are in this group. For example, sit down, stand up, open the window, etc. Here you have to observe one thing. This sentence also ends with a full stop, but it starts with a verb. In the assertive sentence, it starts with a subject, whereas imperative sentence starts with a verb. Here, sit down, stand up, open the window. In all these sentences, the sentences starts with a verb, not a subject. Here, sit down, sit is a verb. Stand up, stand is a verb. Open is a verb. Here, subject is not mentioned, but subject you is always understood. Sit down means you sit down. Stand up means you stand up. Open the window means you open the window. In every time in the imperative sentences, you is the subject. It is already understood. There is no other subject in imperative sentences because the speaker gives orders or commands or requests or suggestions to the listener. The listener is the second person. That's why you is always understood in the imperative sentences. So you need not to mention that subject in the beginning of the sentence. That's why the you is omitted in using imperative sentences. That's why the sentence starts with a verb, but you is a subject. It is always understood but not mentioned at the beginning of the sentence. So like that we can write imperative sentences. All commands, requests, orders and suggestions are under this sentence. Next sentence is interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence appears in two ways. The first one is it starts with question words like what, where, when, why, etc. The question words, WH words are there. What, where, when, why, how, like that. So many WH words are there. The interrogative sentence must be started with any kind of question word. For example, what is your father? Here, what is a question word, and every interrogative sentence must be ended with a question mark. Then, what is your father? Who are you? Where are you going? When will they meet us? Like that, the beginning of the sentence must be with a question word like what, who, where, when, like that. By the end of the sentence, we must put question mark. Such type of questions are interrogative sentences. This is one type. And the next type of interrogative sentence starts with a helping verb like is, was, does, has, will, etc. So, for example, is he your father? Are you going to office? Did he finish the work? Have you had your meal? Like that, the sentences are written. At the beginning of the sentence, the sentences starts with a helping verb like is, or, did, have, like that. And every sentence must be ended with a question mark. This kind of sentences are interrogative sentences. And the next one is exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence starts with a question word or an exclamation word and ends with an exclamation mark. Exclamation mark must be there in an exclamatory sentence. For example, what a beautiful flower it is. Oh, this flower is very beautiful. Here, the sentence starts with a question word and ends with an exclamation mark. Otherwise, the sentence starts with an exclamation word and also exclamatory mark. By the end of the sentence, there may be a full stop also here. But the exclamation mark is very essential in expressing exclamatory sentences. So, in using these sentences, the feelings and the emotions and gestures are all very important in using this kind of exclamatory sentences. So, that is the end of the types of sentences. We will discuss another topic in the next video.